You're going into the... It doesn't work!
They look like they're going through a car wash.
What's up, guys? It's Kayla.
And Jim.
Welcome back to another Meteorology Monday. What are we reacting to today?
Well, we just had our question posed to you as to what movie you would want us to react to next. We gave you 3 options, and your top pick was Ice Twisters.
So, like any good meteorologist, we have watched the weather movie, and we are sitting down today with you to react to it.
So first of all, to put it into context, this was put out in 2009. So it was right at the early edge of a lot of the more modern disaster movies, weather disaster movies and such.
Yep.
So if you just put that in context and frame it around that. But before we get started,
If you find that you are enjoying the video along the way, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below so you never miss the next one. And if you too want to learn more about meteorology and be able to look at weather movies in the same eyes that we do, check out our School of Weather, which will be linked down in the description if you want to learn basics of meteorology or a bit more about severe weather.
or if you want to remain ignorantly blissful and just want to enjoy the movie, don't go to our School of Weather.
Keep watching, I
Just
suppose.
keep watching.
On to the first clip!
All right, so the first scene we're going to look at, we're about 6 minutes in, and
6 minutes.
they have laid out the framework for, this is a government experiment that's happening in the Oregon area, and it's a cloud seeding experiment. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the first scene.
You don't see that every day.
What don't we see every day? Ooh, spooky.
Almost looks like a fire.
It does.
You know,
It's actual clouds. Okay. Got a tech setup here. Got a amazing flannel. What?
Didn't he wear,
Situation.
wasn't that the guy from NCIS?
In the town of
Sudden drop.
in temperature.
And the storm just, what in the world? That radar didn't really show anything other than just heavy rain? What in the world? Okay, so we have some dark clouds. On the radar, it just looks like a storm, and holy crap! What is that? What? What is windy enough for that? Aww, that poor dude. Okay, so we're gonna. So the radar
Jumped right into it.
showed like heavy rain-ish. It was like red on the radar. I didn't see a hook echo or nothing. But then again, I didn't see any tornado just now. All I saw was cars being flung. So perhaps, hear me out, there is a very strong monkey on the other side throwing cars.
Did you see a monkey on the other side of those buildings? I didn't. It is plausible.
Let's go on to another scene that shows the cloud seeding process. That is definitely seeding some clouds.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! We've created another storm.
Those are like drones, they call them.
No.
Oh, I wrote it down.
Okay, we have a
Where are
hook.
they drawing their energy from?
Where?
Seraphs.
Another
That's what
storm
they're called.
Sarah.
So we're storm chasers now.
So we're storm chasers now, eh? Oh my gosh! That storm's really moving. Wow. Storm on double time. Go tractor dude, go tractor dude!
When you need your tractor to work and it doesn't.
Oh, it's getting cold! Oh my gosh. It's windy yet none of the trees are moving. The grass isn't even moving. Well, I guess it's frozen. That is terrifying.
Charlie's one of the most brilliant men I've ever known.
I agree.
You're not helping. Look, We need to think outside of the box, and he could be a zero-gravity thinker.
I'm a zero-gravity thinker.
Zero
Hey, why
gravity
not?
thinker.
I'm feeling
Those are
lighter already.
astronauts.
I'm feeling lighter already.
Fine, whatever.
It's part of a Sarah. It's basically a self-propelled, self-sustaining silver iodide generator.
Silver iodide gel. We've been seeding clouds for 50 years. That's nothing new. Well, to seed clouds, you actually need clouds. Something that's becoming increasingly rare in drought-plagued regions. Well, Joanne's technology first makes the clouds.
Then it seeds them. It's revolutionary.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. The process of cloud seeding is to put tiny little nuclei into the atmosphere for the water droplets to condense onto to create a cloud,
Right.
to create rain.
Yes.
It doesn't seem too revolutionary to me that they're trying to create a cloud to create rain, because isn't that what the whole process of putting the silver iodide into the atmosphere as nuclei
Right.
for the raindrops is?
Exactly. So when you're putting this into a cloud, the water vapor has already condensed onto cloud nuclei already.
Right.
Which is what the silver iodide is supposed to be doing.
So, but
So-
they're talking about they're trying to do it in a drought region where there are no clouds.
Right. The whole point of cloud seeding is to give the water vapor in the atmosphere something to condense on. And that's what silver iodide is. It's a small enough particle that mimics something that could be a dust particle, sea salt, etc., etc. It's in that range so that water vapor can condensate onto it, form cloud droplets. Cloud droplets get bigger and bigger, they coalesce, and then they form into a raindrop. So the fundamental part of this is when they say, well, we got to go to a desert area to put the silver iodide so that it can rain in desert areas, you're assuming that there's moisture in the atmosphere of where you're going to deposit the silver iodide. Because if there's no moisture in the atmosphere, you can put silver iodide out there all day long and there's nothing to condense onto the nuclei.
This is not as revolutionary as they think. They need to go out with like a squirt gun and put water.
Let's put water in the atmosphere and then put the silver iodide.
Right. So, there's a strike for Hollywood.
But I like where they're going with it. Let's run with it.
It's inventive. Let's see what else they do with it. Surely nothing terrible can come of this experiment, right?
Oh boy, he's blue.
It's really bad. He's frozen solid.
Oof.
It's gotta be very cold.
This is silver poisoning. He's pumped full of silver iodide.
So I'm not a chemist, so I don't know if I can totally speak to this. But he has silver iodide poisoning, so he froze solid. If this was a side effect of cloud seeding, why are we putting this in the air?
Well, that's interesting because we've seeded using silver iodide for decades,
And unless
right?
the government's covering it up, I haven't heard of anyone freezing, dropping dead. Also, these people are, like, they have no remorse. They don't care at all that this dude is dead. They're just like, dang, bro, he's frozen. Silver poisoning.
Our project has failed.
Project
That's-
They're
that's the
gonna
extent.
take away our funding. There's a man dead in front of you!
Part of the price to pay for the advancement of science, and it's like, yeah. All right. Let's
We digress.
roll
We
on to the
digress.
next one.
Next. Oh, good girl.
Lay down. Lay down.
Oh, good job. Oh, she's not in the picture. Hold this
No.
for a second. Hazy, come here. Come here, look. Say hi. Say hi.
Say hi, Ace.
Okay, we have gotten rid of distractions. Time to move on to
Let's move into the actual
the actual
action.
Do not hold me responsible for any actions I might take. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Out of absolutely nowhere! At least he's filming it. What? Alright, clockwise. Now it's counterclockwise. There's two of them! Where'd the second one come from?
Where'd the train come from?
They're in the middle of a field! It doesn't even look like the tornado emoji like all the other bad CGI. Now let's move on to something else and see if Hollywood got this right.
You see, the serifs are simply the match, the storms are the fire. We just have to figure out where the fuel is coming from.
I bet you already have an idea, don't you?
There's a hook. There's no storm though.
There's a very loud sonic boom during the storm. You heard thunder. No, it wasn't thunder. It was something else. These
was it?
seraphs, you say they make the clouds and then seed them with silver iodide? How exactly are they doing this?
Good question.
A demonstration.
A
They use
demonstration.
tiny wind turbines to supply power to their propulsion systems, so there's no limit to how long they can stay airborne. Once up, each one has a revolutionary moisture evaporator designed to condense liquid nitrogen out of the upper atmosphere.
Upper atmosphere. Thought these were in the troposphere.
They are, right at the ceiling, just below the tropopause.
Tropopause. They said a lot of science words. I don't think any of them were used correctly in the right order.
These things that are in the troposphere, seraphs, they've got some process in which they're taking nitrogen from the upper atmosphere.
So above the troposphere, we're talking. Okay, carry on.
But the explanation was, yeah, it's close enough because it's near the boundary where the tropopause is. So it's taking nitrogen.
Carry on.
Okay. Well, number one, the distance. How is that little seraph going to pull down nitrogen from the upper atmosphere? Where are they categorizing the upper atmosphere? Are they categorizing like the tropopause as being the upper atmosphere from a weather perspective? Okay. But it sounds like when you look at their diagram in there, it goes up to 150 kilometers or something like that, which is very high up. So if these are trying to pull from way up there, they are not 150 kilometers up.
I don't even know how to dissect this. Okay, so the map that we have frozen on that they're using to talk about this, we are looking at the ozone layer, which is above the stratosphere. Weather happens 99.99999% in the troposphere. Sometimes it breaks through the tropopause, sometimes it gets to the stratosphere, but we have little tiny flying things that are in the troposphere underneath the tropopause. How things come through to down to moisture to liquid nitrogen.
The math ain't mathing.
I used to say the science ain't sciencing.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, maybe we're not explaining this very well. It's just confusing because I don't even know what they're reaching for here. What does liquid nitrogen have to do with water vapor in the air to create clouds? The whole explanation is that they are taking liquid nitrogen from the upper atmosphere, which God knows how high that actually is. It could be space. And they want to bring that down and use that to condense it with wind turbines into water vapor to then use the silver iodide to create a cloud particle, then to create larger particles so that it rains. However, not once in this movie has it rained! All it does is ice twister and freeze people with silver poisoning! Like, I wish there was some science to break down here and some meteorology to explain, but I don't even know what they Googled to come up with this!
I don't know what to say.
Let's just... It can't get worse, right?
What were your temp readings during your control storms?
Normal, the storms don't have any effect on the temps.
Well, they don't. There was a massive change in temperature when the storm hit Harrisford. And there was a near freezing water that I pulled that thing out of. What are you getting at? Your seraphs are here, taking any moisture in the atmosphere and processing it into liquid nitrogen, right? Making this area here extremely dry at first. I mean,
Whoa.
even if the clouds form here,
Pause it.
this area...
Wait, hang on. We have zoomed out. I see labels. He's drawn that the seraphs are above the tropopause.
Well, the tropopause is that gray layer. So they're in the upper part of the tropopause.
Upper part of the tropopause, which is, okay, so first thing, the tropopause is not that thick.
No. For those that don't know the difference, what is
Okay.
troposphere, tropopause, basically, if you take a balloon and you tie a thermometer to it and you launch it from the ground and you want to watch what the temperature does. Temperature will, 99.9% of the time, it'll start decreasing with height as you go up. It gets cooler and cooler and cooler. So eventually it gets to a point in the atmosphere where that temperature decrease stops or pauses. So as you keep going up, the temperature pauses and it stays roughly the same temperature. Then once you get through that, the temperature starts to increase in the stratosphere. And then there's a stratopause and then you keep going up. And it kind of does this
all the way
zigzag
up.
through the atmosphere.
Yep, but most of the time, the weather happens in the troposphere, underneath that cap of the tropopause, and then when the temperatures start going the other way, weather doesn't really like that. However, they have put these serif planes somehow in the upper part of the tropopause. I mean, if the squiggle is any indication, it might be part of the stratosphere as well. And they're trying to create clouds below that inversion layer, which weather does not like to go through inversion layers, which is why it's called the pause.
So I've worked for the Weather Service before. I've launched balloons. I've watched the temperature and dew point profiles as that balloon goes up through the atmosphere. I've watched it reach the tropopause. It gets to a point where there's no moisture, other than storms, other than thunderstorms that can get up very high. But those are very far and few between when you look at it from a global scale.
Right.
So overall, the air is very dry up there. So when you're flying in a plane, you're most likely, when you're at cruising speed, and that's just 38,000 feet, there's mostly no clouds. You're looking down at most of the clouds.
Right.
So you keep going up, there's less and less and less moisture to work with. So when you get up to the tropopause, there's
nothing that you
not
can't, there's
much
nothing
moisture.
to work with.
Where they're
Unless you can pull nitrogen from.
moisture, and how do you pull it from nitrogen and create water? I mean, last I saw,
It was an H, a 2, and an O.
I didn't see any ends.
Didn't see any ends.
Let's see where else this goes.
There's a subatomic reaction happening. It's drawing moisture from the upper atmosphere. The effect of this process is creating vertical weather.
Vertical weather, baby.
Wait, that's from the ionosphere that they're pulling this from? I was joking when I said we were pulling nitrogen from space. They're not? I don't have words. How much nitrogen in the ionosphere?
Spelled F-E-A-R.
Ionosphere. Oh, I did spell it wrong. To the best of my ability, from what I could understand from way too much chemistry type things, any oxygen or nitrogen is in an ion form. They're talking about magnetic field type stuff, not weather. If they said something remotely like we're pulling electromagnetic things from close to space to charge storm, maybe it would be closer to like something that could happen, but the way they're making it sound is they're trying to pull things and turn them into cloud and weather. I don't know, it's still, the science ain't science, the chemistry ain't chemistry.
No.
And I only got a C in chemistry, so.
I think we just need to leave it where it is and just say, all right, that's the science behind this.
We tried, they didn't.
For those who are chemists, if you've heard this explanation, we would love to hear you respond to this and
Yes.
say, is this something that's plausible? Let us know what you think.
Let's try to rationalize this further. Ah!
Whoa, that's not good.
What?
We've got another cell, a bad one.
It looks the
Where?
same as the other one.
Here.
Here.
Guys, the temp just crashed in the test area.
Guys.
Get the signal out now.
Sudden drop.
We got a twister!
Out of nowhere again! They still haven't said what is causing tornadoes.
And that is coming straight for us.
Well then move, dummy!
Everything in its path.
Okay, everybody in the trucks, let's go! Come on, let's go!
What? Why? It was across the field. How is it on their car now?
Reminds me of Twister.
The bushes aren't moving. There's a tornado. Their hair is blowing, but the bushes aren't moving. What? Don't do that. No. Why are they not dying of silver poisoning?
Or freezing to death. Cold air wants the lowest part. The culvert would, all that cold air would funnel into there.
And the twister's going like this, and it would push all of the the air, it would go into the... They're dead! The movie ends!
There it is again.
Died! We should move on.
Let's move on.
Slow down, Jeff Gordon. Oh my gosh, there's more!
These things are all over the place.
They do seem to be. It's still not raining.
It's still not raining. Interesting. So everything freezes around this thing, yet the truck can drive by it, doesn't freeze at all.
Doesn't freeze at all.
So...
In fact, I would venture to say that they probably have the air conditioning on in there.
Alright, let's wrap it up with a few more scenes. They are running to their next location.
They blew the seraphs out of the sky. They're like, alright, the storms stop. Storms are not stopping, because weather movie. And then they said, we have 2 hours until it hits Portland. How they come up with this number? No idea. They just looked at the radar and said, we have 2 hours until it hits Portland, but we can't forecast these storms, right? No idea. They just pop out of it. It doesn't matter what we know. They pop out of nowhere, but it's gonna hit Portland in 2 hours. So here we are in Portland, 2 hours later. What could possibly go wrong? We have found what could go wrong.
They're all around us.
Observant.
What do? We've got to stop.
Better buckle up. What are you going through it?
Why weren't you buckled?
Can't. Just need to shoot through at the right angle. It'll shoot us through like a slingshot.
No.
Are you crazy? Just figuring that out.
Just the right angle.
That's gonna be fun. I broke Mach 10, I researched the physics. It's called the moment of inertia. I just need the right speed. Hang on.
Moment of inertia.
You Googled it, guys. Oh
Why did the car freeze?
They're going through it. Why is it not picking up their car and throwing it? Also, you have 2 tornadoes that are going counterclockwise. You're not, it's not blender blades like this. You're going, it doesn't work.
They look like they're going through a car wash.
There's still not raining. The whole movie's about creating rain, and it's not raining.
It's not even dropping hail or ice or anything at this point. It's just... Next. You keep hearing that crackling of the ice and like it's trying to freeze something, but they didn't get frozen.
Nope. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That's a satellite. There's no weather going on in the earth below. Maybe the satellite is not near them.
Now the sun's out.
The clouds are not what?
The poor security guard.
Oh my gosh. The clouds are moving this way, but it doesn't.
You gotta be kidding me.
Just open the door. What is it, a child lock? That's a dirty trick to play. What?
Now we've got hail.
Now it's hailing. Dude, run, dude. It's not hailing here, though. They're 4 feet away. Go save your friend. What in the world? Forget Billy. Billy's dead.
There's nothing we can do.
Yes, you can. You can write a better scene. But it's too late. The movie's already been put together and it's already been published.
Oh my gosh. Surely it can't get worse.
I knew you were coming. I'm just not sure what you need.
Short version. What you're seeing are cyclonic storms drawing their power from the upper atmosphere. We need to use this facility to punch a momentary hole in the ozone so we can use our satellites to get the mesosphere so we can extinguish these storms and save millions of lives. Are you getting the picture?
Control room is this way.
Wait. The stupid little plane things are already pulling nitrogen from the upper atmosphere to create this. Why do we all of a sudden have to blow a hole in the ozone in order to access this? Were the little plane things blowing little holes in the ozone this entire time? What happened to our ozone layer? Give it back!
But wait a minute, it's the signal maybe that couldn't go through the ozone. So they need to open up a hole in the ozone for the signal to go up to get to the satellite so that the satellite can do what it needs to do to come back down. But these serifs are already gone. It's these storms now that have to be eliminated by the satellite.
By doing the same thing that the serifs did? Okay, bear with us. This is the end. You know how we were saying how everything happens in the last 5 minutes in the movie? Get ready for the last 5 minutes, folks.
What's your plan?
Need to wedge open the ozone?
Wedge open the ozone. Use aerosol sprays. Isn't that in the 80s?
Just get the hairspray
Isn't
from
there
the
already
80s.
an ozone?
Okay, we're powering up.
Powering up
I hope Gary got
an
these codes.
array? What kind of array?
This is what needs to poke through the...
Please don't say that stupid line. Nothing good happens when you say that.
Okay, still going. Now the ground is frozen.
Gary did it. We have 3 minutes until the satellites are in place.
Good. We'll be at full power by then.
The array is just lightning? We're using electricity?
We're at 85%.
Tornado is sure taking its time destroying this building that we need.
Almost there!
High altitude research technology?
Now or never.
Fire it!
Why do we need this? Why was this built? What is its purpose?
Guys, something's happening.
Ozone breach detected. Why do we have something that can destroy the ozone?
Yes.
That's not okay. Why do we have a satellite that does that?
They fired the satellite! But is it working?
How could they tell that they fired the satellite?
Why
They're not
does-
connected to the satellite.
Right. Why does the computer system even know this stuff?
The camera's shaking.
This dude doesn't get paid enough. That storm's actually building.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Temperature reading.
There's no beam coming down. There's no...
What?
And
That's
then
not how
just...
clouds work.
So this is firing up to what?
The ozone.
To open up the hole?
I think so.
And then the satellite has the power to
I don't
stop
know
the storms?
why we have a satellite up there that stops storms, but
I mean, if it's...
there it goes. And here, oh, there it is.
They did it.
Yes!
It's gone. So that's the movie. I'm going to put this down now. I just have one logic question to ask. Other than the obvious, why did we build this array? What is its purpose? Why do we have a satellite that can destroy storms? And what purpose does building an array that can destroy the ozone? That's all separate questions. The array is electricity shooting up to the sky, yes. Doesn't say what kind of array. Array is just a vague word.
I think I've got it written down what they said. This is the wording that they used.
Okay.
High altitude array to open the ozone using satellites and the sun's energy. I have a question mark next to that one. And then
What?
they are using lightning to blow a hole in the ozone.
Right, okay. That is what I thought. Okay, so sprites shoot upward into the stratosphere. How come sprites don't do this? A natural phenomenon that occurs. It's lightning that goes from the top of the clouds upwards. How are we harnessing the sun's energy? Why do we have a satellite that can do that? Also, high altitude power array or whatever does not describe anything. What is the array's purpose? Why is it called an array? I mean,
It sounds impressive.
It's called an array because there's a few of them. But what kind of array? A high altitude array just makes me think that they put lightning sticks on a hill. Is there a low altitude version? What does that do?
Gee, maybe we could use something like that to combine with the cloud seeding to maybe make rain versus all this other stuff.
Okay,
don't
so
know.
just the movie
All right.
is a question mark.
Yeah.
We've continued.
Yeah.
You understand.
Now
We don't
we got to get into it. Famous quotes from the movie. And they are: the hive is buzzing. The cotton is in the gin. Smacking the hornet's nest. We're not kicking it. We're smacking it. A zero gravity thinker.
He feels lighter already.
To the blind man, to his deaf dog. Probably one of my favorite sayings of the movie. Closed? How closed? They are mistakenly locked. That's when Eric was trying to get into the TV studio. Closed? They're not closed. They're not breaking and entering. They're mistakenly locked.
What do I say about Chick-fil-A on Sundays?
Thesaurus soup.
Thesaurus soup. That's what they use. They just thesaurus
Movie
soup
was thesaurus soup.
for all the science terms.
Vertical weather.
Vertical. I can't even say.
We have vertical weather anyways. I mean, just take an average thunderstorm.
It just, you know what? I think I have reached my limit of trying to apply logic to this movie.
It's getting worse. No kidding.
Let's get into meteorological accuracy and entertainment value, of course.
On a scale from 0 to 10, you guys all know. So 0 being nothing to 10 being, yep, they were spot on.
I do remember the scale being extended to -11.
Yes, there is
So it is technically a larger scale.
meteorological accuracy.
You know, I hate to do it because it means I'm gonna have to redo our scale because there's no more room on that side of the scale. But gosh dang, it don't go above 0 for me.
Absolute 0.
Negative kelvins! Zero Kelvin is how I would rate this. And the weather nerds get it. It's a -2.5 for me. It's not as bad as super cyclone, however, it is not as good as 500-mile-per-hour storm, which is a sentence I never thought would leave my mouth.
I would have to agree. In the beginning, it kind of sounded like, okay, all right. And then as the movie went on and the more they explained things, it started slipping down toward the 0 for me. So yeah,
I'm gonna give it a
no meteorological
0
accuracy.
Kelvin.
Now,
Entertainment
value.
You know, if you take the weather out of it and ignore a little bit of bad acting, it was slightly entertaining.
Yes. On a scale from 0 to 10?
I'd give it a 5, maybe a 4, maybe a 5. I mean, it was watchable.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, go ahead, check it out, and let us know what your thoughts are on how entertaining it is, and if you are a fellow meteorologist, Let us know how many tears you cried.
That's right.
And if those tears could have been turned into clouds with silver iodide.
So there you have it. Met reacts to Ice Twisters 2009. Go ahead, take it from here. Close us out.
If you like what you saw, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe down below so you never miss the next one. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram, where we post our tears in live time. So if you're already subscribed to our, or following us on Instagram and Facebook, you saw us reacting to one of the scenes already. If you'd like to know how you can be like this on the side of the weather movie, you can check out our School of Weather. Again, like we said in the beginning. And let us know what other movies you want us to react to. We got a long list. If you saw our last video, we went through a couple of them. We got Geodisaster, which looks just as promising as this. I saw it had a 3.1 out of 10 stars on IMDb, so surely it can't get worse. Let us know. We'll add it to the list. And
That's right.
until next time, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Jim.
Thanks for watching with us.
And we'll see you at the next Meteorology Monday. Hey, how's it going, guys?
That was so abrupt.